Hey, what's up? Happy Monday. I hope that this live video finds you well wherever you are. Um, I just had this analogy that I've been working through in my own life, and it's something that I wanted to share. And I was just trying to find the right way to be able to articulate this practice that I have been using in my life, which is it's an analogy of trying to be like a palm tree. And it comes from this idea of me looking at the practices that I have in my life and looking at how I am navigating all the change that's happening in the world at the moment. What's the best way to do this? This is the stuff that I really geek out on. I try and find the best ways to optimize my routines and habits so that I stay centered and stay aligned. So I use practices like word for the year. I've got a strong morning routine. I spend a lot of time focusing on journaling, and law of attraction is a big part of how we create our reality. And so I'm always looking for different ways to be able to shape and optimize how I can show up in the world and how I feel in life. And so what I've been thinking about is how do you stay focused and present and aligned to a plan when there's so much change in the world at the moment. And what came up for me was this analogy of a palm tree, where I feel like I need to be super strong and super grounded in my experience. So I know what I stand for. I've set my boundaries super clearly. I know what I want in my life. I know what I want in my relationships. I know how I want to show up in the world. I'm clear about those things. And so that's this analogy of being like a palm tree, super grounded and super well rooted. And for me, these are also things like my daily practices. But the top part of the palm tree feels like this fluid, slightly more mobile space where when the world doesn't go quite according to plan, that you're able to shape and bend and potentially move and let go of the things that aren't aligned to your plan. Because for me, the part is I can very easily make solid plans, but when the world comes and shakes them up and everything changes, how well can you stay not attached to the outcome that you think you were trying to create? And for me, that feels like the top part of the palm tree of, okay, this is not supposed to be working at the moment, or this plan that I thought was going to go ahead and look this way, the whole world's changed and we now have meetings on Zoom, or my kids are at home and my life needs to take a different direction. And so how do you stay like this palm tree? How do you find a way to be able to stay grounded in certain ways, and then when things don't work out according to plan, that you're not too attached to them and cause a whole lot of anxiety and stress for yourself because the world didn't turn out the way that I had planned it to. So yeah, how do we maintain this dance, stay grounded in ourselves, find practices that are good for you, find things that really work for you, get into nature? How do you feel when you go for that walk in the morning? Make sure you focus on those things, because those are the things that will ground you like this palm tree. And then when you start to feel anxious because the world looks like it's not the way that it's supposed to be, or my kid's future is nothing like I had planned it to be, whatever that stuff is, that's the top part of your palm tree, of just surrendering and trusting that everything is happening in this moment is exactly the way that it's supposed to be. And to try and find that perfection is like letting go. So yeah, I wanted to just share that be like a palm tree analogy, and maybe it's something that you can use in your own life as you find ways to ground yourself, practices to ground yourself, as well as ways to be able to let go of the outcomes that you think you want in your life, and rather just to then, when things feel like they're going wrong, lean on your practices and your strong foundation. If you want to hang out with us for our first live event that we are doing in Zoom called A Moment for Me, it's taking place this Thursday. And the only purpose of this event that we're creating is to create a space for all of us to show up, members of this community, anybody. You can be 95 or 15 if you feel like hanging out, and just showing up authentically. What we want to do is create a fun space where we can post some questions to each of you and put you into smaller groups and unpack some of the things that are alive for us at the moment. I think many of us are potentially feeling quite isolated from the world, not able to get into nature. Kids are around you 24/7. We're juggling a whole lot of stuff, trying to keep our lives going in all the craziness that's happening. A moment for me is just a moment for you to let go of all of that stuff and to breathe into a space with other human beings that are showing up authentically and just talking about what's alive. And what that means is you can show up super excited about the world and your new job or project or venture, or super down in the dumps because things feel like they're failing in your most important relationships, or your work life looks like it's going to be completely upended. So we just want to show up and take a moment for ourselves in this new event that we're creating on Thursday. It's called A Moment for Me, and it can be for anybody that just feels like taking a breath and dropping into a really, really sweet space with other people from all over the world that in some shape or form are all going through the same sorts of challenges that we all are. And how do we support one another in this time and develop more a sense of connection when for many of us it feels like the world is pulling us apart from family and friends and the people that we love the most. And so yeah, show up on Thursday. You can go to livemoreperfectdays.com/me, like M-E, and you can register there for free. And yeah, it's just an opportunity to hang. It would be really cool to see you there. I'm super excited about doing it. There's no other agenda except to have fun and to do some movement and to connect with people. So it's going to be super rad, and we're promoting it inside this group as well as on the Live More Perfect Days pages. So I just wanted to show you the view from the lake. It's a super beautiful evening, and just wanted to send you some love. Till next time, ciao.